We are on what might be a little bit of a controversial adventure. But I don't want to sound like an anti-e-bike person. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Okay, let's go.
Well, hi, hello. If you're new to my channel, my name is Alexandra. I'm a solo outdoor adventure enthusiast. And when I'm not out here, I'm a professional photographer who lives in Pittsburgh.
So, in today's video, we are on what might be a little bit of a controversial adventure to some. So I am on an e-bike packing trip tonight. We're on the Pine Creek Rail Trail, which is a beautiful rail trail that goes about 63 miles, I want to say, through the Pine Creek Gorge, also known as the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. The range on this bad boy is about 40 to 50 miles, depending on a whole bunch of conditions. So we are planning on going 26 miles out to a campground for the night, and then 26 miles back to the car. It's a bit of an experimental journey. This is my first time e-bike packing, and really only my third time bike packing in general. But I've been really excited to try out e-bike packing. So this is the Hitway BK6. It's a foldable fat tire e-bike, and just for full transparency, Hitway did send me this bike for free, but this isn't sponsored, so anything I say about the bike is my genuine opinion. Since I got this, I'd been really excited to try out e-bike packing with it. So I've been waiting for the perfect spring days where it's warm enough and the buds are on the trees and everything is flowering, and we finally have that. So right now we are about 10 miles in. In a couple more miles, I'm gonna stop at the Turkey Path, which is a hiking trail that goes up to the top of the canyon to an overlook to basically look down on where we are now. So from there, we'll have another 11 miles or so to go until camp for the night. Let's hit the trail. There is like a significant headwind, and I've been kind of like in the shade of the hill next to me, so it is cold. So it's outfit change time. Put on my fleece. But the tricky thing about e-bike packing in particular is you don't really warm up. Like, it's not an athletic pursuit, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Like the differences that I see, you know, I mean, just logistically, if it's chilly, you're gonna have to dress warmer than you would acoustic cycling, because you don't get that sort of like blood warming effect of like doing the actual like physical exercise. So Okay, here we go. Up, up, up. So it is a 1 mile hike up to the overlook, and then we'll basically look down upon the path that we are biking. This is what bike packing, any form of bike packing, is all about for me. It's being able to take side quests. It's like a very slow road trip. Like, you're gonna make a lot of stops. Like, the bicycle is just the vehicle instead of a car. Taking an e-bike is just like taking a faster vehicle, and a vehicle that doesn't physically exhaust you as much. I like the physical challenge of riding an acoustic bike, and that's probably still going to be most of the bike packing that I do in the future. I mean, I think part of the joy of bicycle riding is you're not constrained by fuel or power. You are your own power, and that's what's kind of interesting about an e-bike, is in some way it's taking away that beautiful thing about bike riding. But I don't want to sound like an anti-e-bike person, because I'm not. I think as much as it takes that freedom away, it also gives you freedom, because you can go further with less toll on your body. And there's nothing wrong with sometimes wanting a physically easier option. I'm not giving up my acoustic bike anytime soon. I just like to have the option of sometimes you want to have a zippy little thing that'll help you pedal. I'm looking for eagles. There are a ton of eagles here, apparently. So I will be sad if I do not see one, but I love vultures all the same. Vultures do not get the love that they deserve. It's fun to watch them like ride the wind. They're not the most beautiful bird in the world when you look at them up close, but they do fly really beautifully. And they serve an important role to our ecosystem. So, all right, and with that, we are heading the 1 mile back down to the canyon floor. And let us all cross our fingers that my bike is still there and all my stuff is still there. So we have just about 3 or 4 miles left to go until camp, and it has been so beautiful. Like the scenery is just like amazing. But I'm getting to the point that I'm excited to be at camp and not be like in the saddle. It's starting to get uncomfortable, despite it being so gorgeous, pun intended. The last couple miles or so, like I feel like a little bit of monotony started to sink in. So it's been so great, but I'm really excited to get to camp. So let's knock out these last couple miles and then it will be camp time. So there's a really lovely clearing right by the river. So I'm thinking I'm gonna set my tent up there, even though it's not like an official site. It's very flat, so I think other people have done the same thing. When I looked this morning, no one else was staying here, according to the online reservation system. Unless someone has booked since this morning, there shouldn't be anyone else here. So I don't know. I think we're gonna do that, and hopefully no one cares. I'm gonna go through what all I packed while I unpack and do all my stuff, just for those of you who are interested. So my tent is a nature hike 2-person backpacking tent, and I packed the tent and a 0-degree enlightened equipment down quilt in the like biggest main compartment of my bike bag. I brought an extra bottle of water plus my 2 cycling bottles. So it's like 3 liters, give or take. And I also have a water filter, and I keep my tent poles and some other things in this compartment. So there's not any specific rhyme or reason what I put in each side bag. I just try to keep the weight even. So I will just distribute things until it seems about right. So in here, I have a pillow, my Ursack bag with food in it, my Nemo Tensor sleeping pad, a hammock, and that's that for the main compartment. In here, I have a book and a notebook and a pen. I have some tech, I have some camp lights, and my headlamp. And then on this side, we have clothes. So this is my long sleeve I was wearing earlier, a fleece, an extra shirt, socks, sports bra, underwear, a down jacket. It is supposed to get into the 30s tonight, so I had to bring both warm and cold weather clothes. So that's why I've brought more clothes than honestly I would like to bring. And then I have all of my cook stuff in here. I have a pot, cup, garbage bag in case of rain. I can put my sleeping bag and my cold weather clothes in here to keep them dry, a stove and a lighter, a basic first aid kit, and hand sanitizer. Basic toiletries, toothbrush and paste, more contact lenses, and some wipes to clean off. My water filter, fuel for my stove, some extra bags for trash and whatnot, and also in case it rains to have water protection for my electronics, that kind of thing. And then a spork. That's it in the big compartment. And then in this side compartment, my bike lock, and I have my snacks in here, and an extra tube in case of a puncture. And then speaking of like mechanical bike stuff, I keep all of my repair stuff in this saddle bag. So I have this, it's the Psych Plus electronic tire inflator and then the attachment to work for Schrader valves. This is really great because you don't have to worry about like CO2 or a pump, which tends to be a lot bigger than this. It's rechargeable. I really like it for like the peace of mind of being able to like get my tires back up to the PSI that I want them at, like in the morning. And I was able to do that right before I left. And then I also have a bike light, a multi-tool, and a tire lever in there. And then just more knickknacks go in here, honestly. I have bear spray for safety, portable charger, phone cord, chapstick, ibuprofen, sunscreen. That is pretty much all my stuff.
Find me there on that distant shore, memories all around, constantly. What have we I'll meet you on the northern side, the empress of the end of
Okay, wow, it was too fast for me to catch on video, so y'all are just gonna have to take my word for it, but a juvenile eagle just flew by like at like head height, like it flew right basically over my tent. Super close. Like I could see like the feathers in its wings flapping, like each individual feather, and it was huge. I say juvenile eagle because it was still fully brown. Eagles don't develop their signature white head and tail feathers until later in life. I'd actually say that's cooler than seeing an adult eagle because you see those more often and they're easier to spot. I think if you see a juvenile eagle like way up in the sky, it can look like a hawk or a vulture. It's harder to tell, whereas like an adult eagle, you see the white and you know it's an eagle. That was so cool. So we ticked that off the list for this trip. Otherwise, I am just hanging out in the hammock. But man, this is heaven. Like, I'm all alone here. It's getting to be like 5:30 maybe, so I imagine I'm gonna be alone. Yeah, this is so lovely. So it's about 6:30, which means it's dinner time. I'm absolutely starving, so I'm just gonna grab everything I need and I'm gonna make dinner looking out over the river. While my food rehydrates, we're gonna go grab some water to filter for the night. So I noticed when I was coming in, there is a pump here. I wasn't sure about the water situation, but it says it has not been tested, so I'm still gonna filter it. But it does make it easier than having to find my way down to the river, so this works just fine. Never mind, that does not work. So we are going to have to find our way down to the river. Okay, I found a good spot. Everywhere else along the campground was like very steep. And I was like, oh shoot. I definitely do not need to get myself soaking wet falling into the river at this juncture, but this is a nice little way to get down there. Man, that was so good. Maybe I have a simple palate, but the Mountain House chicken and dumplings is like one of my favorite backpacking meals. It's just like so satisfying and so hearty. Anyway. It was starting to get pretty cold out there, so I figure I would head into the tent. I have learned it's very important not to let yourself get too cold because then it's harder to warm up versus if you get into your sleeping bag when you're already feeling pretty warm, it'll keep you warmer. So I've learned not to like wait until I was like freezing cold to climb into my sleeping bag because then it's harder to like get that body heat back. So anyway, it is just about 9 p.m. So we're pretty much going to be in the tent for the night. I do want to keep an eye on the stars. They're supposed to be pretty nice out here because we are pretty far from civilization. So it should be a nice clear sky. The iPhone never picks it up right, and that's what I film with, but the stars really are pretty great out here. After this, it's going to be bedtime. So I am tired, so I will see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to have a slow morning at camp, at least that's the plan, and then it will be about 26 miles or so back to the car, and yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow, even though I want to see the same stuff. But it's going to be even warmer than today, and I feel like without the stress of like worrying about getting to camp, it's going to be really nice and peaceful. So anyway, we'll stop talking about it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow so we can do it. Good morning. Just a stunning morning. It's been nice. I actually kind of slept in. Usually when I'm on any sort of trip where I'm camping, there's some rush to get going in the morning. I gotta get miles in, gotta be back somewhere, you know, there's always some like destination to get to the next day. But I am in no rush today. Cheers. ingredients acquired just in time to make more coffee. There's always a second coffee at Camp de Alexandra. Just the joys of a sunny morning at camp. You get to get all the moisture out of everything. I get so much condensation in my tent at night, no matter what I do. I didn't put the fly on last night. There was a ton of ventilation and everything was still like soaked this morning. I don't know. Do any of y'all have like any hot tips on how to avoid that? Like, is there some trick? Is there something I'm missing? I just feel like everything ends up soaked. We are pretty much packed up. I am waiting for my footprint to dry. It was very wet. I don't want to put it away wet. The last couple things to do chore-wise, I'm gonna get some more water and I'm just gonna check on my bike. I'm gonna fill the tires, just do like a visual look. I like to just take a look, make sure like the chain is on right, everything like looks good and normal. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna like hang out for a little bit longer and then we'll hit the trail. Yay! So while I filter this water, I just want to tell you guys kind of set my final thoughts on e-bike packing. I'll let you know if they change on the 26 miles back to the car. But my biggest complaint is really the biggest con of e-bike packing, which is that I just want to keep going. And it's frustrating to be constrained by the range of a battery. This has been so great and the trail is so beautiful. Like, I really just want to keep going, but I cannot. I mean, the thing is, it's not like you can't ride an e-bike without the battery engaged, but it does become very difficult, especially like this kind of model that has like the smaller tires. It's just heavy and, you know, especially with all my gear, I'd be going very slow. So it's not that I couldn't ride it. And of course, I have prepared myself to ride it like a regular bike. If something went wrong with the battery, I'd still have to get myself back to the car. But yeah, I love it. Like, I love riding an e-bike. I love the concept of e-bike packing. And I think it would be really cool on a trail or a trip where you can charge it along the way. Like, if more of the campgrounds on this trail had electric as an option, like, that would be really cool to be able to charge it at night and keep going the next day and go for however long that's possible. And there are plenty of bike packing itineraries where that is possible. And I might want to seek those out in the future. Otherwise, I mean, it's just so fun. And it's just a different form of cycling and a different form of bike packing. And I would recommend giving it a shot if you're interested, especially if like cycling, the physicality of it feels like a problem for whatever reason. This is a great alternative. And this trail has been so lovely. I definitely will be back on my acoustic bike to do the whole thing. Getting into all this stuff really becomes a problem because for everything I do, I get like 10 new ideas for more things to do, more adventures to go on. And your girl only has so much time. Okay, so now we're gonna do that quick bike check and I'm gonna inflate the tires with my little portable inflation device. Everything looks good. The tires are holding pressure, so they're the same pressure I set them at before I left yesterday, so that's a good sign. So she still has 3 bars out of 5 on the little battery thing. The only thing I wish this bike had is like a mileage based like range estimate, because I honestly have no idea what like 3 out of 5 little battery bars means. I think we're ready to go. And I feel like I've been here for so long. This is like my second home. Kind of sad about leaving. It's been so nice. The last thing I always do when I leave any campsite is to real quick just like take a peek around and make sure there's nothing like trash or anything I dropped and didn't realize. So let's do that real quick. I always like to look like very closely because things can get lost in the grass. You don't want to lose anything important, but also you don't want to litter. So I'm not seeing anything, so we are ready to go. Let's hit the trail.
Do you ever get bored? Keeping a straight face. It's like an instant before everyone else. Your only personality trait. Is there more to you than what you're not into? Are you really that pessimistic, or do you just think it makes you interesting? You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, baby. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, baby. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool to care. Did somebody somewhere at some point tell you there's no point? It's better to keep it inside. Who made you think that you can't cry? I wanna see the real you. Don't you wanna see them too? You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, baby. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, baby. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool.
My battery strategy up until this point has been to keep it on level 1, which on this bike gets you up to about 9 miles an hour. And of course, the slower level, the less battery it consumes. So we are just now at the 10 miles left to go mark, and it's still showing me on my battery level indicator 2 out of 5 bars of battery life. So if we do the math, 10 miles left to go is about 1/5 of my journey, and I still have more than 1/5 of my battery. Math. So we are going to crank it up to level 2. Level 2 gets you up to 15 miles an hour. But like when I pass other cyclists or pedestrians, I do like to slow down a smidge from that. Just to me, that's like e-bike etiquette, especially since people have not so fond feelings about e-bikes. I do like to be like the best e-bike rider I can be. And I admit when I'm on my acoustic bike and like someone zips behind me at like 20-25 miles an hour, it is pretty off-putting. So I don't go any faster than like the 15 level on this bike. But since we only have 10 miles left to go, I'm gonna crank it up to level 2. And it's looking like we're still going to have battery power left to go when I land at the car. So that is really exciting because I wasn't sure how it was going to do with this extra weight. All right, with a couple miles left to go, it's reading 0 battery. Well, that's it, guys. I'm officially not going to make it till the end, but we made it most of the way. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just checking how far I've actually gone. So we've gone 51.5 miles. And that was with 1 pedal assist mode on, the entire time. So that is not bad in terms of range. See y'all in the parking lot. All right, we made it. And if you guys made it all the way till the end, I did want to give you an extra special thank you so much for watching this video. You know the drill. If you liked what you saw and you want to see me and my wanderings in the great outdoors again, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below. I'd always love to hear from you. If you guys are lucky, the haters amongst you might see me back here with a real bike someday. See y'all next time.